Hey guys, so today we are focusing our efforts on upstairs. We've been so busy with all the makeovers and all the things that definitely the homemaking side has really been struggling at our house, and so I just want to take some time today to really give it a focus. I'm actually in the boys area, the boys bedroom area, so I'm going to do my best to kind of deep clean their room. I'm not going to be like pulling things out or anything, but I want it to feel very clean when I leave. I also want to work on their bathrooms. They've been responsible for cleaning their bathrooms, but especially lately it's gotten pretty out of hand. We just have not, again, like been focusing on all that. We've been busy with a lot of other things. So I am going to come into the bathrooms, really give them a good clean. And then I want to kind of do like a general tidy in our loft area. And then I'm going to go into our theater room and actually deep clean in there. So that is going to include carpet cleaning with a new carpet cleaner or a new to me carpet cleaner. And then also hopefully we can get into our patio. I don't know if that'll be today or not, but not patio, the balcony area upstairs. So anyway, we have a lot to get done. Let's get to it.
Say something meaningful, say something I don't know. I wanna know you better. The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel, I don't know if you're real. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night. Put you in that spotlight.
So I did not have like a full-on set plan on this day. Like I just wanted to get things in order. I wanted to deep clean our home, specifically upstairs. And I feel like whenever you don't have like a full-on list of all the things that you want to get done, like all the details, the hardest thing is actually starting. But in the end, the only thing you can do is just pick a place to start, pick a project to start on, pick an area, whatever. And once you get started, it'll just kind of continue naturally. So I decided to work on Luke's room just because his is like the back bedroom. And then from there, I just went into the other boys' rooms. Soon enough, I was almost all the way done with everything. And it just feels so good. Now, I do not typically come in here and clean the boys' bedrooms. Like this isn't a regular thing that I do. However, I will come in here, maybe once every 1 or 2 months or something and just give it a little bit of, a mom's touch and clean it more to my standard versus how they clean it, which is more just like putting things away. But I go in and actually wipe things down, and I didn't actually change out their sheets or bedding or anything today. And I really maybe could have, except I just had so much that I wanted to get done. And I actually had a lot of other things that I was doing on and off during this day. And so I just didn't have the time to do it. But anyway, I do notice that when I come in here and I spend some time kind of deep cleaning their bedrooms, they will stay so much cleaner for several weeks. It just makes a big difference, and they always come home from school really appreciative that I've cleaned their room. And so anyway, just kind of fun to do. I guess fun is a little bit of a weird word, but it's nice to do and it feels so good. And especially now that we have one teenager, a preteen, and another one that's not far behind, cleaning their rooms a little bit deeper and putting some good smelling things in there can always help. It is very beneficial. One thing that I've noticed when I come in the boys' rooms is they just have stuff everywhere. Like they kind of pull things out and then it just sits. So you'll see, like, as we're in Luke's room, he just has a ton of stuff all over the shelves, all over his desk. And it's the same thing in Liam and Noah's room. Like every surface is just covered with stuff. Now, I definitely need to come in here with them a little bit more. I did kind of do a declutter on their rooms a little bit ago, but I didn't go into depth on these like little bitty things like this. But a good bit of it is just actually trash and things like that. And then another bit of it is just kind of random odds and ends. So those are things that they'll kind of need to go through. But I'm not really focusing on decluttering today. I'm really just focusing on cleaning things up. So anything that's obvious trash or anything that is obvious declutter, of course, I'll just kind of pack up while I'm cleaning, but mostly my focus is to get the spaces cleared and cleaned up. Now, I'm curious, I feel like every time I come into the boys' rooms and clean their rooms, I get kind of different comments, some people are saying, you shouldn't go into their rooms and it's an invasion of privacy, it's an invasion of their space, or, oh, my son or my daughter would hate if I ever went and cleaned their room, because I think that they would just feel like they were being invaded on their space. For my kids, they do not feel that way at all. I've even actually asked them, because it didn't really enter into my mind until it was brought up to me. But I've asked them, do you guys like when I clean your room? Do you like when I come in here and organize things? And all three of them, including our teen, is definitely happy about it. They feel thankful. They feel grateful that their room is kind of reset. And in fact, on this day, when everyone came home, they came upstairs and they were like, oh my gosh, Mom, you cleaned our rooms. Oh, you cleaned our bathrooms. Thanks. Like they really appreciate that, which is always helpful anytime you do, this extra stuff that is not kind of normally something you do. It's just really nice when it's actually very much appreciated. Now you'll see as I go throughout the boys' rooms, I am just vacuuming once I kind of clean things up and clear things off. I'm vacuuming the floors. Now, if you've been here for a long time, I love to slow vacuum. And what that is basically you do a regular vacuum on their floors, then go ahead and clear out the canister. And then you will literally just go over the floors super, super slow. And it does take like 5 or 10 minutes per room. You can definitely do this with a cordless vacuum, but I prefer doing it with a corded vacuum because of the battery life, and also just because you can get a little bit better suction typically with a corded vacuum. But again, because I was a little bit short on time today, I didn't do like my full-on slow vacuum. But what I did do is what I call a mini slow vacuum, and that's where I just basically go over the floors a little bit slower than normal. And you want to just give your vacuum the opportunity to work. Just like everything in life, I feel like we're always trying to go really fast and get things done really quickly. But in the end, like our vacuums do need time to work. So even if you're like me on this day and you feel like you don't have enough time to actually do a full-on slow vacuum, you can do a mini slow vacuum and just go over your floors a little bit slower, and I promise you it'll make such a huge difference. Oh my gosh, Noah, he is 7, almost 8. He likes to shove things under his bed when he's supposed to be cleaning in here sometimes, kind of the typical little kid stuff. But there was so much stuff under his bed. He had so many pairs of shoes that we've been looking for a long time, probably since the last time I pulled them out from under his bed. But I'm literally taking a broom and just scooping things out. But thankfully, now we don't need to get him new shoes because we found where all of the other ones have disappeared too. But anyway, that's not really what I was going to say. What I was actually going to say is, if you remember, gosh, it's been like a year and a half probably now since we redid the boys' rooms, or I guess not redid, when we officially, did makeovers on their bedrooms. Gosh, when we first moved in, their bedrooms were very wild colors. Liam's room, I believe, was purple or pink, and Noah's room was the other one. So one of them was pink, one of them was purple, and then Luke's room was like an aqua color with like Louis Vuitton stencil paint on the wall. So anyway, first thing when we moved in, we painted their bedrooms just this really pretty kind of off-white color. And then about a year later, we finally did like full-on makeovers, and that's how the rooms got styled. Now since then, they've kind of changed their rooms up here and there, but Noah ended up wanting a Star Wars room. At the time, he was so into Star Wars, he just loved it. But now he actually loves football, so we've been talking about doing a football room for him. The nice thing is I kind of had that in my mind when we were doing this makeover, and so we will be able to kind of change this up fairly easily because I won't have to repaint anything, but it'll just be kind of changing out decor and stuff like that. That will hopefully be coming pretty soon, just because I think it's going to be a pretty easy thing to kind of change over. But whenever I do style kids' rooms, I really like to keep things very neutral at the core, at the base. And that way, when their tastes do change, it's a fairly easy and inexpensive change, an adjustment that you can make without having to fully do a complete room renovation. So Liam has a little bearded dragon lizard and his name is Drago, and it's been so fun for him to have this little guy in his room. We can't take him out a ton. I mean, we can, but we just can't let him roam around or anything because unfortunately I'm sure our cats would love to hang out with him. So we have to keep him either with us or in his cage. But one thing that I've noticed is obviously the tank does take up a lot of his dresser space, but then Liam really just kind of packs on everything else. So it just gets so cluttered. So as I was in the boys' rooms, again, I'm not going through and decluttering everything and, really changing things up so much, but I am doing little things like kind of clearing off all of their surface areas and just making it feel a lot more peaceful. I know for me, it makes a massive difference in my day. It makes a massive difference in my mind and like headspace when my area is clean, when my dresser is clear, when my nightstands are clear, things like that. And so I do love to come in and do that for the boys just because they can do that and they will do that sometimes, but it's definitely not a priority for them, at least not enough to choose that over hanging out and playing or jumping on the trampoline or whatever. So I will come in and kind of do that, and I've just found it so helpful for them.
This California weather, it's like 90 degrees. It's making me hot and he has the same effect on me. It's just something about the way that he's making me feel. My insides are out, I just wanna shout his name. My body's giving up on me, cause I don't know what to do with my fingertips. I wanna run through his hair, but I'm trying not to stare. I get a little starstruck when I see him. I couldn't hate him even if I tried.
The boys' bedrooms are feeling and looking and smelling so good. Now we're moving on to the bathrooms that are not looking so great. Again, like the boys have been kind of in charge of this, and I'll come in and maybe do like a couple things, but it's been a little bit since I've been in here to do like a full-on clean. So we're gonna do that today. Before we do that, can we just appreciate what this bathroom looks like now? Not with the mess, but do you remember this is Luke and Noah's, the Jack and Jill. Do you remember this was the Pepto-Bismol pink bathroom? It was so different. Like not even the same space. We didn't do the flooring, we didn't change out the vanity or the sinks, but we painted the vanity, we painted the walls, changed out the mirrors, changed out the faucet. It was a whole thing, but it feels so nice in here, specifically when it's clean. So let me grab my caddy, my little cleaning caddy, and we'll get to work. So I definitely keep a majority of our bathroom cleaners in each bathroom. I've just found that's how things can like kind of maintain their cleanliness a little bit. But I do have a few things that I don't always. So when I'm cleaning the shower, I love just using Dawn Power Wash. This, I just got like a bulk order of these, but they're like little sink drain, disgusting hair grabbers. So I have those. And then I have like a pumice stone, which again, I just get these in bulk because you go through them. And then everything else I pretty much have in here just underneath the sink. But normally I feel like I always start with the vanity area, but today I'm gonna do my least favorite part first, the shower and toilet area, and we'll just work our way out. And that'll be good.
Closer without letting him see. My hands are shaking from the urge of being with him. I act a little dumber when I try to get his
Also, I've shared this tip for several years. I had a little discovery back when we lived in Utah, and I was like, I am so sick of getting down on my hands and knees and scrubbing the bathtub. And I was like, I wonder if a broom would work. And I went to Dollar Tree and picked up a broom, and it does work. It works so well. So I've been doing it this way ever since. You can use, fancy scrubbers and stuff, but honestly, just a simple Dollar Tree broom works incredible, and it will save your back and all the things. It's so nice.
Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time to do everything you said you would. Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Picture pictures of sunny days with your smile and the bar. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come?
Oh, and I also wanted to share how to clean these, because these little drying mats are awesome. Like, they don't get sucked up with the vacuum, they don't anything like that, but they do get dirty, but they're super easy to clean. Again, like, all you're gonna do is just spray the Dawn dish soap, use your broom, and it comes clean perfectly.
How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like.
All right, show of hands, when you are cleaning your own toilets in your home, you know, I understand if you're cleaning outside of your home, I would definitely wear gloves. But in my home, I do not wear gloves typically when I'm cleaning the toilets, unless if I'm doing like an intense, insane deep clean where I'm just getting in every little tiny nook and cranny and all this stuff, then sometimes I will get gloves. But let me know, do you use gloves when you clean your own toilets in your own home? Typically, I don't, just because honestly, we clean our toilets fairly often, and I don't know, I just don't really want to deal with the hassle of putting on gloves and cleaning them and drying them all off and everything. But also, I did want to mention, so I grew up always seeing my mom use these pumice stones. They make such a big difference if you have a ring around your toilet, you know, kind of where the water sits. And even though we do clean our toilets often, I found here in Arizona we do get rings around the toilets sometimes, but getting a pumice stone can just take it right off. Now, typically what I do is I will use one pumice stone and I will just carry it from bathroom to bathroom, and I'll just do all of them until the pumice stone's kind of gone. But if you have rings, they are just amazing, and it's nice because they don't scratch the porcelain or anything like that. They just kind of scratch away any of the hard water stain or whatever the ring is even caused by. So anyway, little tip for that. Another tip that I'm not doing today, but something that could help you if your toilets just need to get really, really deep cleaned, is to use a steam cleaner, and literally it just melts everything off the toilet and you just wipe it away. Now, I have been finding that I actually just use toilet paper to kind of wipe our toilets down a lot of times, because it just works really well, and then I can also stick the toilet paper right back in the toilet and just flush it down, and I don't have to worry about all that contamination. So when we redid these bathrooms, like I said, we didn't change out the vanity, we didn't change out the countertop or anything, so we just have like the built-in sink into the countertop. We did change out the faucets, and that honestly made a huge difference, and we painted the vanity and everything, but we were able to do this on such a low budget, which was amazing. I love doing makeovers like that, and we've done a ton like that before. And in fact, I feel like that's most of our makeovers, is trying to find the best way to do things but do it on a budget. But anyway, although this is not my favorite look, you know, like the sink built into the countertop, I will say it is so nice when it comes to cleaning, because there's no ridges or anything, there's no gaps, it's just all one piece. And my favorite way to clean specifically the kids' bathrooms is to just use a soap or a spray, some kind of cleaner, and then a little sponge that I actually just got from Dollar Tree, and I keep them down below the sink area, and then we just wash them as soon as we use them and kind of keep reusing those. But that is really nice because you can literally just get your sink and your whole countertop area so incredibly clean this way. And then once I'm done with that, I just kind of rinse it all down and wipe it up, and we're good to go.
I'm ready for the nighttime. You know what I mean. Thinking it's about time we get up and eat, just like it used to be. So come over. It's coming back again. Oh, it's been a minute since all of my friends are coming over. Come to my house and then, you know, we'll be together when all of my.
And of course, I'm cleaning the mirrors with my e-cloth. This is just the general purpose e-cloth, and then to dry it, I use the glass and polishing cloth. You use only water to clean your mirrors and glass and everything, and you will have zero streaks. I call them my magic cloths. Like, they are so incredible. And I've kind of collected them over the years, but I've had so many of them for years and years, and they just last and last and last. So I love them so much. And then once I got the mirrors clean, I've actually noticed this for the last few times I've come in here. Noah's little shelf on the right side of the vanity has actually been kind of tilting because we ended up using the anchors that it came with in the package, which we have just found is not the best idea. Like, typically it's so worth it just to get your own anchors and use some more heavy duty ones. So anyway, I ended up pulling these out and just repairing the shelf and making it really nice and sturdy for him. And that'll be so nice because honestly, because it's been like this, he has not been using the shelf for the past couple of weeks. And it really is one of those things that just doesn't take a lot of time, but like, you think it's going to take a lot of time, so you put it off and put it off until eventually you do it and you're like, oh, that literally took me under 5 minutes to get done. So anyway, if you have any of those little tasks that really won't take very long but you've been putting off, this is your sign to go ahead and get it done, and I promise it'll feel so good once it's done.
I won't look back, no, I'll stare down the sun. Gonna stand my ground till the good days come. We're dreaming but we're wide awake. Yeah, I know that we'll be okay. Roll with me, let's get away. Yeah, I know that we'll be okay. Tell me, is there anybody here for me? 'Cause I'm tired of feeling so empty. Got my feet on the ground, trying to find my way out. I won't look back, got this fire in my blood. You can count on me, let the good.
Okay, here's kind of a close-up again of the ringer on the toilet. I just wanted to make sure that you could see what I was talking about. But you can see this pumice stone literally just scrapes it away. You kind of get it wet a little bit with the toilet water and then just scrape and scrape and scrape. And it does incredible getting that ring gone. Like, it just looks brand new again. I actually didn't use pumice stones for a long time just because with cleaning our toilets regularly with a bunch of boys, we don't get rings around our toilets. But like I said, here in Arizona, it's like no matter how much we clean them, we just tend to get them anyway, and the pumice stones have been a lifesaver.
My whole life's just a million different types of maybe. Oh my God, man, I think sometimes I'm going crazy. I look at the clouds and that's the life, ain't it? Yeah. And they look at us and think, man, seems like they really hate it. Ooh, yeah, ain't it fun when you don't got no answers? I swear all my friends act like they live in Vegas. Ooh, I'm just trying to find a little patience. Somebody help me out. I'm just trying to pass through, in and out. Hope another day won't let me down. I'm just trying to ask you, help me out. Help me out, yeah. Nothing's more scary to me than my hometown. 'Cause every day I don't have a hit, I'm just a fraud now. Ooh, yeah, ain't it fun when you don't got no answers? I swear all my friends act like they live in Vegas.
Also, every time I show this little garbage bag holder, I get questions about it, and I only know about it because this is what my stepmom had when I was growing up, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. So when I was able to see that they had these that are just stick-on ones. You don't have to drill into your cabinets or anything. I was like, this would be so perfect for bathrooms. It keeps the trash out from like tight areas and getting tipped over and everything. It also keeps it out of sight, which just always looks nicer. I don't know anyone who loves, the aesthetic of a trash can or a trash bag. So anyway, I love that. But then also you're able to just use regular grocery bags that you get from Walmart or Aldi or, wherever you shop. And so you're able to use those bags that you already have anyway. It doesn't cost you anymore. And I just honestly love them. We have them in our bathrooms and they're amazing.
Ooh, yeah, ain't it fun when you don't got no answers? I swear all my friends act like they live in Vegas. Ooh, I'm just trying to find a little patience. Somebody help me out. I'm just trying to pass through in and out. Hope another day won't let me down. I'm just trying to ask you, help me out. Help me out, yeah. Ooh, yeah, ain't it fun when you don't got no answers? I swear all my friends act like they live in Vegas. Ooh, I'm just trying to find a little patience.
So first things first, in the theater room, we have had these like food storage things in here for actually probably a couple of weeks. It was one of those things, we brought them in and I was like, oh yeah, just set them in there and we can get them put in the closet, and you just get busy and then you just leave it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so today was the day. These finally got a home and we just put them in these cabinets up here. But Kyle found a really good deal on some food storage items, so we went ahead and just picked those up. It's always a good idea to have, food and water storage. So anyway, I just went ahead and had Luke come help me kind of lift those up and put them up high. And that way we could just kind of pack things away. And then I'm also going to be getting rid of some of these blankets right here because these have been sitting in that cabinet just for a really long time. Like me thinking maybe we'll use them, maybe we'll need extra blankets, but we just don't, I've found. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those and just kind of declutter a few things before we officially start cleaning this room.
Started to call, landing on Mars, bought a guitar, gonna go far, that's my life, that's our life. Plugged in my heart, showing the scars, naming the star, living in bars, that's my life, that's our life. And we're never gonna give it up, and we're never gonna turn it down.
Okay, so I was planning on carpet cleaning in here and testing out our new carpet cleaner, but I'm just gonna do it next time I clean in here because I honestly was just getting so tired from cleaning the whole boys area today, and all the kids were home and we were needing to start dinner. So I decided that will just have to wait until another day and it'll be good. But instead I did spend some time really kind of slow vacuuming in here, and I just let the vacuum again kind of take its time. And then I totally thought this was recording, but apparently it was not. And I walked over and the camera was just turned off. So anyway, I did vacuum really nicely over here, nice and slow, took my time. And I love it when you slow vacuum because obviously you have the proof in the canister that, man, like this is really working. This is really making a big difference. Also, the floors just feel so, so good. And if you want to check and see if you need to slow vacuum, especially if you have pets, go ahead down on the floor, scoop your hand around, and you can see how much hair is really like deep down embedded into the carpet fibers. And that is a sure sign that you are in need of a good slow vacuum. Ideally, I would do this every single time I vacuum, but realistically, I like to do it like every, 1 or 2 weeks. Probably every 2 weeks, I would say, is when I really make sure to do this. And it just makes such a massive difference in how your carpet feels and just knowing you're getting so much out of it. I feel like I always have a love-hate with carpet. It's so comfy, but I hate that it just holds on to so much stuff.
Ups and downs, no in-betweens, fire and ice, burn gasoline. You know I love it, you know I love it. Love and hate, romantic sin, fire and ice, gone with the wind. You know I love it. We're the kind, burning blind.
in the balcony area. So this is kind of like off the loft. That's the loft area, like that living room loft area. So anyway, we're up here, and this is an area that honestly gets very neglected. Like, we come up here and hang out a lot, but I just kind of forget to come clean out here. It's like very out of sight, out of mind, and that's completely how my brain works. Like, if it's not in my face, I just completely forget about it. So it's a mess up here. Like, there is so much dust. We're gonna do the same thing. We'll actually pressure wash up here, and then anything else I'll just wipe down, like, you know, the tables, whatever, things like that. But it will feel so much better every time we do this. Like, we pretty much do this once a year, sometimes twice, but it just depends on how how life is going, if we're really on top of things or just kind of making it. Does anyone remember the egg chair? So this used to be downstairs on the patio, and we got that big, like, oversized egg chair, which we love so much. Like, everyone always tries to snuggle up in that one. But then we moved this one up here, and we've loved it up here. It's so cozy, but it could not fit through the doors. It was just like too wide no matter how you turned it. And we didn't want to bother like taking it all apart. So literally we pulled Kyle's truck, like, backed up to the house right here with the tailgate backwards. And then we tied a strap around the top of the egg chair. And Luke and I were just up here like hoisting it up and like pulling it up. And it literally fit through the little hole right here. So this egg chair is staying here forever. Like, we're not gonna move it out again. And if we did, we would probably get it out the same way. But anyway, super side note, just every time I like come up here and sit here and think about that, it always makes me giggle. But anyway, all right, let's do this. Also, funny, not funny story, but the very first day that we were here, I was filming a house tour, and I don't remember if I shared this with you guys, but I walked out on the patio, and you guys know our cat, our orange cat Benji, was always trying to dash out. He still sometimes does, but it's not as intense as it was. I was filming the house tour, and I walked out here, and he bolted out the door and onto the ledge right over here. He jumped out of the ledge onto the roof, which is very slippery, like flat tiles. And so he just skidded down the roof and fell onto the driveway. He landed on his feet because, of course, cats. And one of our neighbors, the first time we ever met her, she was like driving by and she like halted her car and jumped out, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, is your cat okay?" Like, she was like, "He just ran down the road," and he was fine. We found him. But yeah, that was one of the very first like introductions to our house, was Benji jumping off the balcony roof. Cats are crazy. Anyway, this is actually something that I need to bring inside because it goes like in that little cove area that I love to decorate for fall and Christmas. But during those times, I will pull this out and put it somewhere else, like out here. I keep forgetting to bring it inside. So I'll do that now, and then we'll kind of start clearing some things off.
We run away, so let us up when we're low. Just chase the waves.
So last week we went through and actually did the same kind of thing downstairs on our back patio, and it feels so good. Like, it's such a drastic difference when we get everything pressure washed. I talked so much about how I love pressure washing and how satisfying it is and just how effective it actually is, but you'll definitely see that today too. So downstairs in our last video, we actually used a soap cannon, but up here in the balcony, we decided not to, just because it can get very sudsy and kind of tricky to clean all the way off. And since it's a little bit, you know, of a trickier area, we decided to just use the water and kind of see how that went, and it actually worked really well. So we decided to do this in like 3 different steps. So first we went through, kind of separated the furniture out and actually sprayed down the furniture itself, and that itself just makes a huge difference. And then once we got all of the furniture actually sprayed off, we'll go ahead and kind of move all the furniture to one side and pressure wash the other side, and then move the furniture back to the other side and do the same on the final side. And that ended up just working really, really well. But look at how satisfying this is. Like, you can just see all the dirt and dust. Again, we live in Arizona, so this is just, you know, par for the course here. But it's amazing that just with water alone, even, so much dirt just gets released from the fabrics and all the surfaces. I absolutely love pressure washing. It's really gross, also so satisfying. Like, look at that.
lose my ground, I won't let it all
Yeah,
me
it's so gross. I feel like the outside is kind of its own, has its own set of challenges. It's nice because you don't have to clean out here all the time because, you know, how clean can you really get it in the end anyway? But you just definitely don't want to be coming out here with your good inside vacuum and vacuuming up all this dirt and dust and really clogging up your filters and everything, which reminds me I really need to deep clean my vacuums themselves. That's been on my list. Hasn't happened yet, you know, in a while, but that'll happen soon. Anyway, that's another point. But because you can't come out and just like regularly clean this area, when you do clean it, it's just so drastic of a difference. But anyway, while Kyle was out here messing around with the pressure washer and clearing off the floor, I had him go ahead and do the same thing to the windows. And the biggest reason that I wanted him to actually pressure wash the windows is because outside it's so hard to get all of the dirt and dust off. I feel like you have to use so many cloths to get it actually nice and clean, whereas this way the pressure washer is able to just spray it all off so effortlessly. And then I just took my e-cloth glass and polishing cloth to actually go ahead and wipe everything down and make sure that we could avoid any of the extra little water spots that get left on if you weren't to dry it.
We can look down, 'cause that is how we lose. Get yourself out. It's time to break the rules. We make our way. Turn what we say to memories. Hey, even if I lose my ground.
Now, this I actually kind of regretted not using the pressure washer on. I didn't because, you know, I didn't want all of the water soaking into the bottom area where there's like that hard foam. I don't know if it would have done anything, but I just was kind of trying to avoid getting that bottom area wet. So I decided, oh, that'll be easy enough just to wipe the leaves off with a damp rag. But no, this took so long and it was so tedious. There were so many leaves, and as you can see, they were so covered in dust and dirt and all the stuff. Anyway, it made my cloth so incredibly dirty, which is fine, but it really just took so much time. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have just had Kyle run over this a little bit with the pressure washer. Maybe we could have flipped it upside down or something to kind of drain the bucket itself. But anyway, I just learned once again to pressure wash as much as I can because it just makes such quick and effortless work out of pretty much anything outdoors. Oh, this feels so good. I feel like our upstairs just feels so refreshed. And I mentioned this in last week's video, actually, when we did a few things. We kind of refreshed my bedroom a little bit. We deep cleaned outside on the patio. And I also redid our coffee table, which I'm kind of still thinking about that one. I don't know. If you haven't shared your thoughts on that, definitely let me know if you think we should make that table a little darker or not. I'm still thinking I might actually make that darker, so if I decide, maybe I'll do that in the next video. But anyway, you don't have to do a full-on makeover on your home if you're not feeling motivated or inspired by it. Just deep cleaning it can make such a big difference. It makes it feel like a whole new space, and it can just help you kind of appreciate your home a little bit more. Give yourself some time to really deep clean your home, even if it's just one room at a time, and you will notice such a big difference. I guarantee it. Our whole upstairs has felt so much better after doing this deep clean. But anyway, on the day that you are watching this, I'm actually going to be filming a new video for the following week. If you have any suggestions or any video requests, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I also wanted to link my most recent decluttering video right here. This is where I decluttered all upstairs. I decluttered the boys' bedrooms, and it just, oh, you will not believe all the stuff we got rid of. So definitely check that out next, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.